Hello again, everybody. Thank you for watching. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. Speaking of doofuses, I live in a double. They're building a double right next door to me. A doofus cut the cable to my internet. So I was not on last night, although I planned to be. So don't be a doofus. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. I want to start out tonight with a little something about E.A.R. We launched E.A.R. officially on Saturday. We've been talking about it for a few months. And I've had some inquiry as to what makes E.A.R. different. And that's a very valid question. And the answer is very simple. It is not a Black group. It is not a white group. It is not a Latina organization. It's not an organization for Native Americans, for Asians, on and on and on. It's none of those, and yet it's all of those. It's a human organization, a human organization. It's what America should be in 2021 and beyond. A human country, a country where humanity is prioritized. That makes it different than any other group. Now, America, there'll be people that tell you, oh, that's what America should have been. That's what America was meant to be. That's not what America was founded on. It's not what America was meant to be. Black people were considered 3/5 of a citizen when the country was founded. Native Americans, they were thought of, dogs were thought higher, and in some cases still are. So no, it's not what America was meant to be, but it's what America should be. And that's why we're doing it. Now, a purpose of this platform, this show, this podcast, whatever term you want to use for the American Doofus Show, don't be a doofus, has been documenting fairly balanced, equally, without judgment, what's been going on with the NFAC, and thus with Grandmaster J, because Grandmaster J is the NFAC. We've been documenting the good, the bad. We've been reporting. That's basically what the purpose of the program is reporting on things, alternative news, things people aren't talking about or aren't talking enough about. We've stated that multiple times. And MeechieX has exposed, if you will, a lot of things that bring questions about the NFAC and about Grandmaster J. I'm hearing reports that a lot of, if not all of, the major leadership other than Grandmaster J has left the NFAC. Is that true? I don't know. But the times we are in, organizations like the NFAC, this should be the purpose, to protect communities of color. And I don't know what's going on, and I'm just reporting things that I've been told are going on, but I don't say that I know. I'm reporting. Now, one thing that a lot of people have pointed out to me from what MeechieX exposed, again, if you will, was the attack on someone trying to develop a small business, and the fact that Grandmaster J supposedly wanted cash money instead of it being put through channels. And I bring that up not because I know it to be true, but because I started with E.A.R. and with E.A.R. we are doing things very transparently all along, because too many things aren't done transparently. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Grandmaster Jay or on the NFAC. I, again, this is a time when groups like the NFAC, this is what they should be built for. Periods we have coming up, and I'm leading into that. But before I do, I've rebroadcast every interview I've been able to find from Grandmaster Jay, and I have found some on Talk Black to Me Radio on their YouTube site, and I will be in the future. I will be playing those broadcasts. I will be rebroadcasting them, so they're part of the documentation of the entire series, the entire history of the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. But right now, I want them to have the hits. I want them to have the links, the clicks, whatever it may be, anything that comes from what they've done. I want it all to be to them at the moment. So go to Talk Black to Me Radio. If you're interested, there are some interviews with Grandmaster Jay that have not been published anywhere else. And again, I will do that. I will rebroadcast them into the future so that it is part of the history that we've been doing since the beginning of the NFAC. Now, I said that I would think that times like these would be what the NFAC would have been put together for. What are the times like these? Well, the FBI put out a bulletin in response to what is supposedly coming. Now, those of you that watch the show know that Galaxy Boog was on here last Friday night, and he was talking about the 17th of January and a peaceful rally in all capitals, including the nation's capital. However, it would be armed. And it brought questions from some of you viewers, and justly and rightly so. But then we started hearing that I had earlier in the day been hearing things that weren't boogaloo based, so to speak. So here's what the FBI has put out. Even as federal investigators continue to track down suspects from last week's attack, there are concerns the U.S. Capitol siege was perhaps just the beginning of potentially violent actions from supporters of President Donald Trump, who have been animated by his lies about a stolen election. Okay, if that's the case, from what Galaxy Boog told me, he is not political at all, and he's certainly not a supporter of Trump. The FBI is quoted as saying armed protests are being planned at all 50 state capitals from 16 January through at least 20 January, and at the US Capitol from 17 January through 20 January. The bulletin also states that there will be an uprising if Trump is removed via the 25th Amendment before Inauguration Day. On 8 January, the FBI received information on an identified group calling for others to join them in storming state, local, and federal government courthouses and administrative buildings in the event POTUS is removed as president prior to Inauguration Day. Now, it appears that's not going to happen. He is not going to be removed. So will these groups continue to organize and continue to pose a threat to peace? That remains to be seen. FBI is also tracking reports of numerous threats to President-elect Biden, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, and to Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. Don't be surprised if there are not numerous threats that just aren't being announced to the public against Mike Pence, against Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader for the President, and Mitt Romney, Lindsey Graham, the guy from Mitt Romney. All of these people are going to be targets. Anderson Cooper. I'm not sure who's on MSNBC anymore, but all of these people will potentially be targets. Now, what kind of responses are going to happen? That remains to be seen, how serious each state takes it. I mentioned in the Sunday Night Live the 6 states that I would be most concerned about, and they would be the final 6 states that basically determined the election. It would be Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. But in the FBI bulletin, they specifically say all 50 states, regardless of whether Electoral College voters were filed for Biden or for Trump. So it's sounding more like not necessarily a Trump thing as just a total anti-government thing all the way around. Just from the analysis of what I've been given. Will each state take it separately? As far as what they do security wise, will there be recommendations on what to do in each capital? Will the guard be called out? Will it be much ado about nothing? I don't think so. That's always an option, and hopefully with Trump, with it looking like Trump is not going to be removed from office. If that is their concern, that he would have been removed before Inauguration Day, then there doesn't seem to be much concern. I said the impeachment, Trump, they introduced impeachment on the floor of the House on Monday. And I told you that was probably coming. And I told you it was, look what we're doing, even though we're doing nothing. And while it actually isn't nothing, it is nothing of impact in the very short term. And many people believe that that is what is needed, an immediate impact solution. That would be the 25th Amendment, Article 4. And there was a rumor yesterday that, 2 rumors yesterday that came to me. And again, I didn't have internet access, so I couldn't get on. And plus I broke my phone charger cord. So I had to spend time rewiring that. I've got old stuff. Okay. I can't just go to Walmart and buy a replacement. But I got replacements ordered. Anyway, 2 things that came down yesterday. One was a rumor that Pence had announced he was going to invoke the 25th. There were military helicopters and security helicopters flying around the Naval Observatory all day yesterday. And the Naval Observatory is the home of the Vice President of the United States, no matter whom it may be. In this case, it is Mike Pence. And then there was a rumor that Donald Trump was going to resign yesterday at 7 p.m. And that came out because of a Department of State, supposedly disgruntled employee had posted it on the United States Department of State official website that Trump was resigning at 7 o'clock effective Monday, and Mike Pence would be the new president. Neither of those things, of course, neither of those things turned out to be true. But what has happened is that they have raised the number of National Guardsmen that are supposed to be in the Capitol from 7,500 to 15,000. And they consider it, again, to me, this just shows how out of touch Washington, D.C. really is with what's going on in the rest of the country, because they think 15,000 guardsmen is going to be a deterrent. They're going to be there by Saturday, because Saturday's when it could all kick off. We were told the 17th, but the FBI has said the 16th also. So Saturday and Sunday, I'll be broadcasting live uh, as warranted. If things are happening, I'll be broadcasting them and commenting on them. If things aren't happening, and that is my sincere prayer, then I won't be on live, but I'll be on standby, ready to go in case. Now, 15,000 guardsmen, and again, they think this is a deterrent. And they're talking about the 17th through the 20th, but there's been no mention of the Million Militia March on the 20th, other than on this program. So I don't think Washington, D.C. is taking it as seriously as they should. 15,000 guardsmen. And again, they're there to be a deterrent. The idea is we'll show them, we'll put so many guardsmen in, they won't dare come. And I don't know if they haven't heard the number 1 million. I don't know if they don't know how big 1 million really is. I don't know if 1 million will show up, but say half show up, 500,000, or a quarter show up, 250,000, or even a tenth show up, 100,000. Are you going to put that past the Trump supporters? And when the Trump supporters combine with those that just want to get some, because there are those, we have to be realistic about that. It's not a deterrent, but rather an empowerment. The impeachment, the talk that, I can't go online at the moment. I'm hoping to be able to put this up, but if you go online, you'll see comments that Trump is my president. We know you won in a landslide, repeating all the lies he's been telling people. And for 4 years, these people have been conned, and they've been conned that their freedoms are being stolen, and they've been conned that things were horrible, and the only person who could solve it was DJ Trump. And a lot of them are just so fed up because they haven't had a outlet, and now their anger is fueled even more because while there have been arrests made, and more are being made, and more being made as we speak, and more names and information is coming out as we speak on what happened January 6th. These people are heroes to just slightly less than 40% of the country. Think about that. It's not a deterrent. It's an empowerment. What happened on the 6th and the fact that people are getting arrested isn't going to deter these people at all. It's going to empower them that it can be done, and with enough people, just about anything can be done. And we're going to show you our dissatisfaction with everything this coming weekend. I mean, that's not how they're saying it, but that's what's going to happen. And 15,000 troops is not going to be enough. I know no one of power in Washington, D.C. is going to see this, but I am telling you, 15,000 people is not going to be enough unless you have them deployed at the very beginning of Washington, D.C., the actual district, and it's a relatively small, tiny area. But if you have all ways of getting in, if you have them all blocked off and you start killing as soon as you start seeing, you'll probably run out of ammo before they run out of people. And And I don't think it'll be a discouragement. I don't think they're going to start running away. I think they'll be willing to die, a lot of them. And that's asinine. We should not be here. We should not be here. But we are. And don't think it doesn't impact you. Now, yeah, if communities of color, stay out of this one, but be on guard. Don't think it doesn't spill over, because we do not know what is going to happen. No one can predict what is going to happen. I sit on here and I talk to you about things I can see happening based on what's happened in the past and based on current situations. I can't tell you 100% what's going to happen. I can tell you it's going to be bad. Washington, D.C., it's going to be bad. When it begins, Saturday or Sunday, I have no idea. Again, the information I was given was from, well, I was given a little bit of information right before Galaxy Boog and I talked, but I wasn't given a specific date until Boog said the 17th. Now, there are going to be those that say, oh, the FBI got it from you. No, the FBI didn't get it from me. Our interview was on late Friday night, and the FBI had the information early on in the day of an identified group, is the exact words they used, and they were associated with anger about Trump. And to my knowledge, that's not the Boogaloo mantra. So I'm not sure who the FBI is talking about as far as groups or organizations. The people who've been following Trump, in my opinion, have been conned. They've been lied to. They've been told how bad things are for them. When if they just stopped and looked around and realized, they've got a bass boat, they've got a 4-wheel drive, they've got a RV, they've got a nice house, they might even have an in-ground pool, cement pond, if you will. And things aren't really as bad as you have it in your head that they are. And you're not losing your freedom if you have to wear a mask for the betterment of humanity for a temporary situation. And that's what this virus would be if we all acted like responsible humans. If we all cared about humanity, we would all be wearing a mask anytime we were out in public to protect ourselves and to protect others in case we happen to have it. But that's another story for another time. And another time will come and I will be back. Just something to think about. It's the American Doofus Show. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. If you want to help support what I'm trying to do on this program, the Cashapp is $ American Doofus, all one word. If you want to be part of E.A.R, the board and I have not discussed this yet, what we're going to do. My opinion is, if you're a human, you're part of the organization because it's a human organization. It's just a matter of, are you going to be active in it or are you going to be in opposition to it? But as far as how you become active, we haven't gotten there yet. We're getting there. So thank you, everybody that's been asking. It's awesome. And those that have been saying, are you going to have rallies? We might do that in the spring and summer. We might just come out and talk to some people in some locations. I don't know. We haven't discussed it yet. But E.A.R is going to be a real thing. And I hope you all be part of it. And I thank you all for being part of the American Doofus Show. Love you all. I really, truly do. And I wish nothing but peace and blessings upon all the earth, but especially upon all of you watching this. Thank you so much. Peace. I love you.